If you were using traditional Chinese or Japanese materials, you would be using an inkstone and an ink bar, which means that in order to have that amount of ink, you would have to grind your ink bar for a long time. But if you are really careful, that's not really a problem, because in fact you should never overload your brush. Before you use it, you have to do that carefully. If you go like this and do this as you do 3 times, okay? By the time you do this, all the ink is at the bottom of the brush, and you have, okay? You have a line you cannot control. And a line that you cannot control is no good to you. So, which is why I wanted you to bring that last drawing you did, please, so that all your friends will hate you when I say, the only one who has done really good dry brush is this. Okay? So maybe they would be no, anyway, the point is, you dry thoroughly, and if it does not have an excess ink, then you have a line you can control, even on this crummy paper, okay? And even better, if you dry, if you dip it just a little bit and dry, or you have regular or newsprint paper next to you, then you can do dry brush, and then you can control your lines much better. Do you see what I mean? So this is the reason for the exercise. I want you to do the last, I promise, last portrait of the person in front of you, across from you, at your side, whatever. That I don't care. You see the point of the exercise. But be careful to have an almost dry brush in front of you. You see? Even, and also, particularly when you're starting to use it, it's much easier with the dryer, the better. Because as you remember, many times yesterday you started working on a very simple drawing, you would say, oh, I'm going to do the perfect, and then you got this, and then you wanted to correct it, and it was like this, and then you added to it, and there is nothing wrong with it, except that in order to do this, you might as well be drawing on any kind of paper. You don't need Japanese paper for that. The object of this paper is that you will always see the quality of the stroke, of the ink, and of the paper behind it. It's a little bit like watercolor, and we started working with watercolor today. So that's why I thought and reflected tonight and this morning. I thought that you need one last exercise, and that you have to do it in a dry brush. Okay? Need not take long. I'm not even saying how many minutes. Just do it carefully, and the point of the exercise is dry brush. Right? Now go. In watercolor, since you, particularly when you work in this way, you're working directly on water, different colors have different ways of reacting to the water. Some stay where you put them, and this is one of them. Actually, this is a much brighter blue, except that this brush has been holding black for a long time, and in my studio I do not mix the drawing brushes with the painting brushes. Actually, painting brushes can be even cheaper than this. The ones that are made of sheep or goat hair, like this one, the white ones, they're fantastic for painting because they hold on a lot of water, and you can paint even large surfaces with it. These are drawing brush. As you can see, it's fantastic for line, and you get wonderful effects with dry brush or non-dry brush. But it's obvious it's not very good for painting because it doesn't hold much water. And this is a priceless brush. And the other day I told you about